Holy shit. The whole A pillar's moving. What on earth is this? Still has the 1UZ in it. Holy shit. Junkyards. They are a place where cars are laid to rest and parts stripped to give others a second chance on the road. Without these establishments, the automotive industry would greatly suffer. So join me as I travel around and explore what these places have to offer. For many Japanese car manufacturers, Australia was their economic proving ground. Datsun were the first to take the leap of faith in August of 1958, followed closely by Toyota and their Land Cruiser models in 1959. Since then, Japan and Australia have developed an unbreakable bond, leading to many automotive endeavours. I took it upon myself to see what kind of Japanese cars I could find at Harvey Wreckers in Langwarrin. What's going on? Another Wreckers video. Today, we're at Harvey Wreckers in Langwarrin South, which is towards the Mornington Peninsula. Let's take a walk around, see what we can find. First thing I'm going to say about this place is that it's more picturesque than Pick a Part in Kilsyth. Because it's near the Mornington Peninsula, there's a lot of farmland over here. Speaking of which, I heard a goat earlier. That's pretty sick. Alright, I think I've actually wandered into a Japanese section. First car we see, almighty Suzuki Swift. This is the car you find a freshly 18-year-old girl driving on her red peas, usually with pink custom number plates with like plastic jewels off AliExpress stuck everywhere. We have another Japanese car here. It's not really Japanese, but I'll consider it Japanese. It's a 1980s Toyota Camry, and if you haven't seen my last video, I was at Pick a Part in Campbellfield and I made an Aussie episode. These 1980s onwards Camrys were actually manufactured here in Australia. I have stumbled upon something pretty cool though. I think this is a Celica. Huge rust hole here, massive. Fit my whole hand in there. Holy crap. No wonder this thing's at the junkyard. Holy shit. There is nothing left of the boot. No wonder the boot's sitting like this. It just stinks of stale fuel. Delicious. Let's see if the... Nope. This has a 21 RC, and it's from the era of Toyotas where they had that old Japanese logo. Holy crap. That is gnarly. Holy shit. I don't think I've seen a car that's rusted out worse than this thing. The whole A pillar's moving, and the windscreen. That is gnarly. Oh, this is just horrid. Oil change, that's pretty cool. I don't know much about these things. I know it's a 4-cylinder, it's automatic, and it's rear-wheel drive. Interesting. I wouldn't say I'm a Jap person because I've owned, my first 2 cars were German. Then I got an S15 and an Aristo, but I've also owned Falcons, so... The one thing that stood out to me about Harvey's Wreckers as compared to all the other ones I've been to is that most of the cars there were pretty complete and seemed to be treated with respect. Either Harvey's wasn't that busy or they just made an effort to clean up and rotate stock regularly. I've just come across this Daihatsu Terios, I believe it's called. It sort of looks like an older Suzuki Jimny, very small 4-wheel drive. I know these things are super dangerous on the road because they have a very high center of gravity and they're also very skinny. I've seen one of these almost roll over in an accident, lock up the brakes, almost go up a curb, go on 2 wheels, and then fall back down again. Pretty gnarly. But in saying that, I'd still own one of these. It's pretty cool because not only is it small, but it's also high off the ground. So it's practical. You can park it in the city. You can go full driving in it. It's good on fuel. It's a little 4-cylinder engine. I don't like cars that open like this. Prefer when they open sideways. I reckon this was also owned by a P-plater chick. Dad, I want a G-Wagon. And then her dad's like, no, we got G-Wagon at home. Terios. This is the first Prius I've seen at the Wreckers, surprisingly. I've seen Prius batteries dumped in a VE Commodore on the side of the road in Campbellfield, but never a whole ass Prius. This is the car you drive if you have a superiority complex, thinking that because your car has batteries, that you're just automatically better, even though lithium mining is much worse for the environment than a regular ICE car. But anyway, let's not dive into politics in this video. As a kid, I used to hate these cars because it was just an easy car to hate on. It was electric. People don't like change. This is a massive change in the automotive industry. I mean, in a sense, this car pioneered a lot of things. Hybrid powertrains and whatnot. EJ, 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 EJ.
A few inches later.
EJ, EJ, probably an EJ, not an EJ. Out of all the Subaru engines, I reckon the Flat 6 is probably one of the best. Now, they do have their problems, obviously, like every engine on planet Earth. It's not like you can look at a 2J and go, oh, no, it's perfect in every way. Even 2Js have their problems. These H6s, I can't remember the engine code off the top of my head, but they sound amazing. They take boost, and when you build them, they can handle a lot of power. And it's unique as well. Like, what cars do you see driving around on the road that have a H6 that aren't a Porsche? But this thing has a H6 amongst a sea of EJ20s and 25s. As if Harvey Wreckers couldn't get any more interesting, I stumbled upon a vehicle that I had not seen at any other junkyard. Something that completely caught me off guard. I had to check it out. What on earth is this? Some sort of motorhome. I'm definitely gonna have to check out the inside. Technically, it is Japanese, it's a Mazda. We're gonna go inside. My first obstacle, a rusted floor. Alright, this is the coolest wreckers I've been to for sure. Do motorhomes have asbestos? Can someone tell me? I don't think so. I mean, insulation might. If there's no wreckers video by Sunday, you know what's happened to me. Put it that way. I've never been inside physically, my whole body inside the car at the wreckers. This is pretty cool. There's people walking around. What the fuck is this fucking idiot doing? Talking to a camera. Toilet. Alright, wreckers review. In terms of location, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 because it's quiet, it's not too far from my house, it's got very beautiful landscapes, there's farm animals, it's also quite large, and most of the cars are actually intact. I don't know if that's because of the area or because this wreckers just puts an effort in actually replacing their stock often. The cars as well. I mean, I'm literally inside a motorhome. How often would you find like a massive motorhome like this at a wreckers? That's pretty cool. The only complaint I have, and it's not really a complaint, it's more of an observation, most of these wreckers, apart from Jollies, they have dirt floors, like dirt, like the ground is dirt or just rocks, and I feel like if you're lying under a car, that's probably the last thing you want to be lying on. In terms of everything else, it's really good. This makes me want to buy one, travel around Australia, visit all the wreckers around Australia. That'd be pretty sick. I feel like I'm at my grandma's house, straight out of the 80s. I wasn't alive in the 80s, but I know my grandma's house is literally stuck in the 80s, and this is what she has. Even the floors are the same. You could probably sleep here. Anyway, I'm gonna get out. I'm enjoying myself too much. One of my favorite Japanese cars. These things are so weird. It's a Mazda 121, also known as a bubble car. Oh, minging in there. I love the late 90s, early 2000s. It was when I was born. I wish I was born earlier so that I could experience these things. These things are new when I was in the womb, unfortunately. And I wish I was old enough where I could actually walk into a Mazda dealer and actually see these things. I'm sort of stuck in that generation. I only listen to like early 2000s music. I like early 2000s hairstyles, clothes. Look, I'm wearing corduroy jeans. Corduroy jeans. If any of you are stuck in the early 2000s as well, if you want to join me to teleport back to the early 2000s, leave a comment down below. I didn't think anything could top that Mazda motorhome, but then I found a car I couldn't believe was still mostly intact. Not only that, it still had its very desirable V8 engine. I've just come across this Sora. You normally don't find these at junkyards. You normally find them on Facebook Marketplace, but this thing still has the 1UZ in it. These things actually are really good motors. The non-VVTi 1UZs, like this thing, they have thick rods and good pistons, so they take boost really well. They can make 300, 350 kilowatts very reliably on the stock bottom end. They're not too complicated either. I mean, they do have, you know, twin cams on either bank, but they are a Toyota. You gotta remember that. At the end of the day, it is a Toyota. So Toyota have designed these really well, and they've over-engineered them, hence why they can take boost. I'm surprised this thing hasn't been pulled out of it. This timing belt has definitely seen better days. Also, this is a Jap import. We did get these as Lexus SC400s, but this particular one is a Jap import. Japanese, well, it had the Japanese Toyota badge on it. It's also a slick top, that's kind of rare. I also really like the interiors on these things. They were very advanced for their age. They had a digital cluster, they had climate control, some of them even came with navigation in the early 90s, which was pretty unheard of. The autos are also good in them, the A340s. But yeah, this is a pretty interesting car to find, the Wreckers. Very unexpected. Alright, we're gonna finish off the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying the Wreckers content. I know I am. Please leave some suggestions in the comments below of cars that you want to see at the Wreckers. Maybe suggest some self-serve Wreckers I can go to as well around Victoria, because I'd be keen to explore all of them. And once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.